Alright, wish me luck. I'm playing against the Pawn 15. Are they from 2015? Is that when the account is? Joined 8 days ago. Jeez, bro. I'm facing a lot of these new accounts. I say as the undercover like 2200. I am likely indeed cooked, but a lot of the accounts have been around this age. Alright, we're going to continue playing the Caro. Hopefully I don't get too cooked. Pickler, that's pretty funny, man. That is funny. And with the interesting internet connection too, huh? Alright, we got a Caro. They're taking a while here. Alright. I guess they want to see probably what I'm up to. I'm not quite sure. Let's see how long they take to respond to c5. Just the line I usually play. They immediately take it. So either they're just capturing for the sake of it or they actually know this. And either way, I'm going to be scared. Knight c6. Okay, they're immediately playing another move. I also immediately have forgotten what the best move is. I believe straight away go like this. They're offering a draw. I'm obviously not going to take a draw, which means that they probably want to do something. I think I actually had to get the bishop out first, but I kind of forgotten. Either way, maybe they thought I blundered it by accident. Maybe they didn't think that this was theory. So after takes, do they have some sort of shenanigans? I don't actually remember if they do. They're playing this a little bit quickly for me, for my liking. No, they actually can't go there, I don't think. Maybe I can. We'll see. Okay, they're going to take. So they're not really playing the most challenging line here for me, but they are moving pretty quickly, so I'm a little bit curious about this. I don't feel wonderful about the Pawn 15. They may indeed have had 14 accounts before this. I can take this diagonal. I do want to complete my development. Thing is, after 97, bishop g5, castles, it's hard for me to move my pieces, so I think I'm going to start with actually making a prophylactic move. I'm simply going to go h6. May not be the best move, but I will go h6 anyway. They keep offering me draws. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I'm not sure why they're offering a draw. I clearly didn't want to draw. So I can go queen b6 as well, but I don't think so. I'm going to continue bringing out the pieces, bringing them out, probably bring it to g6 potentially. This is probably good for white, honestly. I'm not actually sure. Okay, so they're playing an interesting move. They want to attack me, I guess. I may go queen b6 at some stage. Why queen b6? Because it's just threatening to win a pawn if they try to go like this. Likely after this, they're going to go there anyway. Takes. Win this pawn back. Actually, don't win this pawn back. This is actually not bad for them. Actually, this is good for me. Never mind. After queen b6, I'm just going to continue to develop. Depending on what they do, might not be great. I'm going to go bishop a6 here at some stage. We'll see. Okay, so this is an obvious move actually. They want this, of course. So after here, knight goes there. Queen here maybe. There. Takes. Actually, that just blunders a pawn, possibly. Or an exchange. We're going to find out. I'm going to continue. I'm trying not to overcalculate because this is supposed to be something that most people should be able to do if they just do not blunder. It's kind of the mission, the goal of this. So now after knight a4, I'm just going to go queen b4, and depending on what they do, I will either take and then take, like if they take this guy afterwards. Okay, so it doesn't actually work for me. That's pretty funny. I do have this now though, but then after c3 there. It's interesting. It's actually not bad for them. I was considering going queen b5. Queen b5 doesn't seem right. I think queen b5 is winning. Queen b5, rook e1. It's probably good for them. Maybe I should just try this, see if we can get this or not. Let's do it. No, this is probably winning, but I'm trying to stick to some stuff. You know what? Whatever. Sometimes you do have to just attack. We'll see. I do highly doubt that there are 500. But depending on what their rating is the question. We'll find out. This is probably a little bit better for white. Oh, so they missed my threat. They did miss my threat, which was to win the piece. So maybe I spoke too soon. Because after c3 I can take. So I will take. After they take back, I'm going to take this way. This was my main threat. And if they go here, I'm just going to take. If they take, I take. I take back. Probably. c3 or c3, I take immediately. Take this way. Okay, so we are winning a piece. Now, finally, they make a blunder. Or I just didn't catch any other blunders, but to keep developing the pieces and don't randomly push too many pawns. Probably not the best line to be showing on this as part of this slow run, because I don't even know it properly. So I'm going to try to actually get it in my head at some stage. So I will finish castling, so I don't run into any issues. However, there is a move that I might make just for another prophylactic idea. I don't want the queen to come over here. So I may possibly push like this, a5, which prevents the queen from landing on a6, literally because the rook can take. So I might do this before I castle, and then if I also want to, I can drop the bishop back to a7, because if there was ever a queen on h6, sorry, a6, I could give a check, and afterwards, you know, collect. So I might go here anyway, and it also does kind of prevent some of these ideas. The pawn on c6, of course, is preventing any checks like this right now, but that's why I thought after queen a6, they may be threatened to do this if I move this guy. I don't know what this is. So it's also very tempting to do stuff like this, and I might just do this. Normally I would say castle, but at this stage it looks so weakening for them if I just go like this. If I go down, it's the only thing. You know what? Let's not do anything silly, huh? I don't want to do anything silly. It's so tempting though. I kind of get the feeling they're not going to push, but if they do push, I get the knight in here. What I would probably do if this is a regular, like my regular account, I'd probably be going g5 and then a5, h5, but I'm not sure if this is appropriate here. So I'm going to play slowly. I'm just going to castle. Okay, fine. Just castle. I think g5 and h5 is probably winning. g5 basically just to fix the pawns. Okay, I have a check if I want it. I think I can win a pawn now. I mean, it's unfortunately pretty cooked now. So I have queen g3, king h1. It's kind of just winning. So you just don't blunder. People blunder. The reason it's okay is because it's pinned. So yes, they're forced to go h1. I take the pawn, and then I start bringing in the pieces, and it'll be a little bit cooked here. They can defend like this if they want to, but I'm still going to take the pawn. Pickler says, boo! He wants me to attack. Boo! I will simply take the check. I will likely just bring this guy in, I think. Yeah. The thing is, after they go here, which I assume is what they're going to do, maybe. Maybe they won't. Look, it's super winning. I'm also threatening this too, and then to maybe capture and other stuff. See what they do with their pieces. It's a little bit tricky. Okay, they did blunder, so they're not really stopping this mate now. They do have this move actually. Never mind. So I can give a check. King goes there. I can go this way. That does nothing. So if I go here and they take, this is obviously a mate. However, if I go here and they go there, there's no mate, but I have this move. So then they actually have to give me the queen. So this is actually just completely winning now, I believe. And I can sacrifice the bishop for a checkmate, or I go here. They might actually go like this. That's the only consideration too. I haven't really think of it. No, they can't move the pawn. All right, I forget the pawn is pinned. That's why getting your pieces into an attack usually makes a successful attack, especially against somebody who's supposed to be 500, but I really don't think they are 500. I'll check and see how many games they've won before this. They may have been offering the draw because probably people at this rating don't also play the line I played. This is actually hard for me to convert. So I might try to get rid of that knight, because that knight is the only thing stopping me from getting a checkmate here. So let's try to do this. Let's try to get rid of the knight. I see one defender of the king here. If this knight did not exist, this would be a checkmate, or at the very worst case scenario, I'd be able to go for this. So now I am going to threaten this. They want to go there with the rook, to which I will reply with, unfortunately, they can do it. They just resign. I think they could have actually done that after there. They could have actually done this. They shouldn't have resigned. I don't think I could have taken this pawn. I actually couldn't take the pawn. I guess they missed it. Anyway, let me check. I don't think this was really somebody that was this rating. They had lost games before this though, so I actually don't know. But it was a new account. They played quite well. All right. Yes, they could have got. I wouldn't have actually been able to take. All right. So we played this line, the Botvinnik, I think, Caro-Kann, where you play c5 immediately. Here you just immediately attack on e5 as well, but I'm not sure if you usually take. Yes, e6 is usually the move I forget to play straight away, and a lot of the times I've brought the bishop out and I've run into some issues. This does also attack this, and sometimes in this line you struggle to recapture one of these pawns, and a lot of the times they end up with a bishop that sits just over here defending both these guys, and it can be quite annoying to deal with. So I don't really know why I play this line still, but for some reason I still do it kind of by habit. Bishop b5, I'm not sure if it's the best move, but it can be annoying, but it does immediately give a pawn back. Taking on c6 was not correct in my opinion, because it allows me to, it's like one of the main pressure points here that they even can leverage, but maybe they were concerned about this, but then after knight c3, I can't actually take it, so I don't think they should have given me the bishop pair like that, not that easily, because it did end up becoming a big problem for them. So you're always happy to have a position like this. Yes, h6 was literally just to prevent any bishop or knight g5s. I didn't think it was best necessarily, but trying to be prophylactic. Yes, this was not great, I don't think. You can see the eval over here jumps from negative 0.5 to negative 2 straight away, because it's just too weakening. Here I was thinking of some ideas, like if they go here and after this, pretty much kind of some of the stuff that actually happened. But then, there was this idea which I kind of missed. So I'm just bringing in pieces and trying to apply pressure nice and slowly. And this was the idea. Basically what happened here was the idea. The reason I went queen b4 was because I'm attacking this knight. I'm sorry, this bishop, but even though it's defended still by the knight. And I figured if they miss what I want to do, which they did, the idea was to take the one piece that's defending the bishop. That also does come with its own threat, though, because otherwise, if they do this, maybe not as straightforward, but I guess I could technically go there, apparently. But either way, I could still take. So I take the one thing defending the bishop, and then I take the bishop. So here I'm just up a piece. Yes, a5. The reason a5, not necessary, but let's just say I castled, and they went here. It just kind of prevents me from moving this a little bit in case something like this happens. It's not really going to happen here. I mean, there's some hanging pieces and all that, but I just didn't want to give him anything. And I think if we calculate too much, spend too long, maybe we get into trouble. Better just to play a move that prevents some things happening and then kind of continue having a winning position, because I'm already winning, I'm already up a piece, I don't need to do anything to win. I just need to not do anything bad. This is one of those tactics that a lot of people do miss, where you, over here, where you have this check, and it only works because this pawn is actually pinned by a bishop on this diagonal. So this is what I look for, these types of things that are very, very frequently missed. Yes, and after obviously they move, I just take with check. I bring in the knight, because if I want to checkmate them, I do want to bring another piece in. Same thing, just threatening a checkmate. They go back, and this was a blunder, but only because there's obviously better things to do. Maybe giving another check first is good. I actually don't know. And then getting out a little bit first. No, then they go back there. What's the way to finish this off, though? What does the computer say? Okay. Okay, computer. Now what? Okay, F5. Not a move I would have actually played. So forget that, I guess. Or F6, that actually... F6 I might have played. F5 I wouldn't have considered, even though actually F5 is also good. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. But alright, I go there, and they went there, and I think they missed that after this. They could actually have gone there. And I did miss this, honestly, but it's still better for me after this, apparently. The thing is, if they take with the queen, I can just take, and I can just remain up a good position. I mean, I'm up some pawns here. I'm still up 2 pawns, but it would have been a bit of a blunder by me, I think, to allow this. You can see here I just probably drop back and kind of continue with what I was doing. Although, what's the best move? Oh, taking with the queen. That I did not even consider. Didn't even consider that. So yes, they resigned here. I think maybe they realized that even if I did blunder the piece, it's still good for me. There's not much for them to do. They're kind of tied down here. But yes, good game to the pawn, 15.